Back with Bobby and JZ Radio, we have Michael Jimenez and Miss Noel Vela from MassMutual, talking about how Mike pretty much became from media to financial, I don't know, is it planner, advisor?
Yeah, either one.
Either one.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the what we call in the green room the stepchild of what the ugly stepchild of what no one's really talking about. Trev, what are we going to talk about here and get some more information about?
Disability. It's fascinating.
You know what's so funny about it is that it is fascinating. It's fascinating because it's the one part of financial advising or financial planning that no one ever talks about. I bet you if you walked into any HEB right now or you just looked outside the window, you're going to see someone who sells insurance. They do auto and homeowners. They do life insurance, and they may very well be licensed in disability, but they never bring it up. They don't do it, and because of that, there's a lot of very exposed people out there when it comes to their finances. And it's amazing because you take a look at it. You know, someone who's 30 years old, right? They're in the workforce right now.
That's me.
There you go. I'm still in my 30s for another 6 days. You're going to see 1 in 3 are going to miss work because of a disability at some point in their lives. 1 in 3. Well, there's 6 of us in this room. 2 of us are going to have a disability that's going to force us to miss 3 to 4 to 6 months of work. And what are we going to do with our finances at that point?
I wouldn't say I would be missing it, Mike.
There you go.
I'm just kidding.
But the average claim is 4 years.
It's something we don't think about, though. On a day-to-day basis, it's almost the invincibility where that's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to be down long enough to, not have to worry about not collecting a paycheck.
Exactly. And it's funny because our brochure for it is called Disabled? Me, never. That's really the attitude that a lot of people take. So we try to frame it in a different way. People understand.
Like almost dead insurance?
Yeah, half dead insurance. What if you're half dead? Because people understand if I die, I need to have money to take care of my kids, take care of my house, take care of my spouse, all that different stuff. But what they don't understand is what if you half die? You're 5 times more likely by the time you retire of actually half dying. Right. So if you talk to people that way and you just ask them, hey, how many people do you know that? And it's so funny because we talk about disability. I think what comes to mind is having a cast on your legs and being in a wheelchair or whatever the case.
That's what I think of.
But the vast majority of disability claims have absolutely nothing to do with something like that. There are emotional disabilities. There are complications from pregnancies. There's a whole host. There's illnesses. There's diseases. You can have Parkinson's disease. You can have a stroke. You can have a heart attack. It doesn't have to be the person on I-10 who T-bones you. Okay? Sure. There's different ways of becoming disabled. And it's just the one part that people don't understand. And there aren't a lot of companies out there that actually do it and do it well.
Sure.
And most importantly is to understand that there's usually a gap in coverage between what we may already have compared to what the benefits that are being provided through work.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Okay, so I have a guy that I'm working with right now. He makes about $110,000 a year, right? And he goes, I have disability through work. All right, so let's break this down. Disability usually covers about 60% of your income, right? But I asked him to break down that 110 that he made, and it goes down like this: 45 of it's salary,
right?
The rest is bonus and commissions.
That's right.
So that's 60%
of the 45
is of the 45, and on top of that, if the employer paid for the benefit, it's now taxable. So you should start doing the math. 60% of 45,000, you're looking at 28,000 or so, and then you take out 25%. That's why I do math. That's why I do finance. You take out 25% for taxes, and now you're stuck with 21,000 or about 1,750, 1,800 in income coming in for someone who was making 110,000.
It's a lifestyle change right there.
It's a huge lifestyle change, and in fact, how are you going to pay your mortgage? What's going to happen to your retirement? What's going to happen to your student loans? And that's actually one of the most fascinating things I want to talk about is that there are new products going out right now, specifically targeting millennials, because they're coming out with so much student loan debt that just this past month, we came out with a new rider on our disability coverage that covers up to $2,500 a month in student loan bills as part of the disability. Wow. And we already had one in there that will cover your 401k contributions or your IRA contributions plus the match you were receiving. So now with us, let's say that we have that guy who's making $110,000 a year. He gets a disability policy through us. he has $66,000 a year coming in, tax-free. On top of that, if he has student loans, up to $2,500 a month can be paid for up to 15 years. Just depends at what point do you become disabled. And then also his retirement is covered because we will put money in a trust on his behalf. It's fascinating because we bring this up to people and they look at us and go, well, why didn't anybody bring this up? And they didn't bring it up because no one understands it. No one knows how to actually present it. And it just becomes the topic that no one ever
You
deals
just
with.
feel that it's not versed enough in the product to offer it to their clients?
I just think that it's I just think that explaining things like retirement planning, people want to talk about that. So you want to give them their
taboo
dessert.
almost.
Yeah, no one wants to talk about getting disabled, right?
Right,
Is that
and then life insurance is easy to explain.
It's like
I die, you get paid.
Yeah.
That's easy to.
But Hispanic people are like that. Like, if you ever bring up like death or getting sick, like older Hispanics are like, no, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like a taboo. It's like jinx. Like I'm not gonna jinx you, grandma. Like you're gonna have diabetes.
they you know what? I have found 12 years doing this. Latinos either do it, like they don't do it at all,
right,
or they do it hard. Man, they go all out with it.
Right.
There's no gray area.
Yeah.
No,
they're not diversifying. They're like
that's a Michael comment, not a MassMutual South Texas comment. Okay.
Yeah. No, I totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, they're either overinsured or not at all. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or also when we talk about wills and testaments, it's the same thing. It's either it's completely laid out and it's perfect, or we don't know what's going to happen.
And we at MassMutual South Texas, that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on a good plan for someone that is going to uncover all of these different things so that they get on path the right way.
So MassMutual South Texas, contact Noel Vela, Michael Jimenez. It was an incredible show. You can check us. If you missed any of it, you don't have to cry. Go to BobbyandJayRadio.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And we'll see you next week.